Howdy y'all, welcome to Richardson, Texas. Here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna hit the streets. I'm gonna walk you through some different neighborhoods at some different price points so you can see what it's like to live here in Richardson and maybe what you can get for your budget. And if you stick around all the way till the end, I'll even show you the top listing in all of Richardson so you can kind of see where the ceiling is, and I'll even show you some of the main attractions along the way. So if that's what you're looking for, then stay tuned because we're getting into it right now. Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the most thorough deep dive into all things Dallas, Texas, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below. Make sure you tap the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on the current market here in Dallas, Texas. We drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy Webb Jr. I'm a local real estate agent, born and raised here, and we get tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make a move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, then you got to reach out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar. If you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us, that is our favorite, but whatever way is easiest for you, we've got your back. We're making a smooth move here in Dallas, Texas, or in Richardson, like we're here today. So fun fact about Richardson, Richardson was actually ranked the number 12 best city to live in America. So just barely missed out on the top 10, but I'm gonna show you exactly why here in this vlog tour here today. So make sure you stick around. But I wanna give you a brief introduction here before we jump into the neighborhood. So location wise, you're gonna be about 20 minutes away from downtown Dallas, about 25 minutes away from DFW Airport. Median home price here is $274,000, and 59% of people own their homes here. You do have quite a few apartments out here in Richardson, but population, you got a population of 116,000, median age of 37. But you do have, I will say, I have noticed, quite a few, younger couples, getting that starter home out here in Richardson. So, that 37 might be a little misleading depending on the neighborhood that you find, right? So, but median household income is 85,000, and the job market out here is really, really strong, actually. You got a few Fortune 500 companies out here, and Richardson is actually really known for being a telecom hub and an insurance hub as well. So very, very strong out here. Schools are pretty highly rated across the board. You do have access to a couple private schools as well. And the vibe out here is really, it's a comfortable blend of urban and suburban. You've got that family-friendly feel, family-friendly environment, pretty diverse too. So especially among Chinese, Indian, and Vietnamese cultures. So Dallas's Chinatown is actually here in Richardson. You've got an Indo-Pac grocery store, so you Indians will know what that is, and you've actually got 3 Vietnamese-inspired markets out here as well. So that's a pretty good introduction. So without further ado, let me take you through some different neighborhoods at some different price points and show you the different styles of living out here in Richardson. And with that being said, let's cruise. All right, welcome to the first neighborhood. So this home that we're gonna feature at this first price point right here is going for $274,000. You got 3 beds, 2 baths on 1,400 square feet, which is gonna put you at $203 a square foot. This home was built in 1964, and you've got a 0.2 acre lot right here. So you have a little bit of a front yard here. Speaking of yards, you got somebody mowing the lawn back there. So I hope the noise isn't too bad. You also have a 2-car garage on the back side. And yeah, we've gotten some questions about, well, where are the garages? Where are the driveways, right? Well, what's pretty popular in Texas is you have these alleys on the back that'll give you your access to everyone's garage, right? Not only your own, but everybody's back there, with the idea being to, protect the front side curb appeal, right? And kind of keep cars out of the street on the front, right? And so, yeah, definitely want to have a car when you're here in Dallas. We're pretty spread out and our public transportation isn't too sophisticated. Although here in Richardson, you probably have some of the best access to the DART, which is the short for Dallas Area Rapid Transit, which is the train that actually runs parallel to Highway 75. That'll take you right into downtown Dallas, and it goes all the way up to Plano. It goes up to Parker Road, I believe is the last stop up there. So yeah, definitely want to have a car if you're not going to be taking the DART everywhere. And I mean, my sister, you know, used to work downtown and walk to work and everything, which you know, I mean, I don't know if you could do that here in Richardson, but she still had a car. The point of the moral of the story is she still had a car, because if she had to go literally anywhere else, then, you know, you had to have the car, right? So, but you do have good access to the DART here, okay? So, yeah, yeah, these, speaking of yards, you know, this might not be the most attractive. Let me go across the street so we can see a little bit, you know, some more manicured lawns on this side of the street. But, and I might actually head back that way, but I'll show you some of these at the end, show you some different styles of homes. So again, a lot of it is, or this is the first neighborhood. So, you know, that the dominating style is going to be that traditional brick, as you can tell right there with the wooden accents. That's a big, you know, kind of Texas thing. You've got a little bit of a stone accent on that side. But yeah, let me walk you down this side. I'll show you a little bit more, but yeah, you do have some good trees here in Richardson. You know, the streets are going to be kind of lined with that tree line a little bit. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty quiet streets in here as well. You know, other than, you know, your neighbors maybe coming to and from, you won't have that much, you know, through traffic, of course. But on the inside of these homes, like that one in particular that we were featuring, you know, it's move-in ready, right? You might have to do some updates, you know, to bring it up to maybe your standard if you want to make some changes, of course, right? But you know, yeah, it's going to be ready for you to move in right away. But yeah, let's talk about some of the schools now. So, you know, J.J. Pierce, Richardson Berkner, and Richardson High School are the three major ones out here in Richardson. They're all pretty highly rated, and some areas actually feed into Plano ISD as well. So Plano East, so depending on where you are in Richardson, you might fall into the Plano East school district right there. So you're also around here, you're pretty close to Mark Twain Park, actually right over there too. So you got a ton of parks out here in Richardson as well. So yeah, tons of access for a lot of different stuff. But hey, if you like what we're talking about so far, hey, please tap that thumbs up button down below. It'd mean the world to us if you did that. It definitely helps us out. So thank you so much. And hey, make sure you're subscribed as well. You know, I'm telling you, I've got, I was born and raised here, so I've got some insider information that I love sharing on all of these videos. So definitely tap the bell so that you're notified when that next video comes out, all right? So, but yeah, this should give you a pretty good idea of what you can expect in that, you know, 300,000, around that kind of range here. But with that being said, I'll drive you through here so you can get a little bit of a better picture without my big mug in the way of what this kind of neighborhood looks like. And then we'll take you to the next neighborhood, all right? See you there. All right, real quick, I wanted to show you Breckenridge Park. So this is a massive park on the east side of Richardson over here. I've actually played some soccer games over here. There's a soccer complex that's kind of tucked in to these trees. So we're just in the park area right now, as you can kind of see right there. But there's a whole soccer complex with maybe a dozen fields back there. You know, it's a gravel kind of dirt road that leads into it in a dirt parking lot. At least the last time I played there. They might have paved it since then, but that was maybe a couple years ago that we played a game over there. You've got some soccer fields over here, some practice fields. I've had some practices over there. Off of Renner Road, there's a lake that you can see where, you know, you'll see some guys fishing in there every now and then as well. So, and then you have these trails. So you might have seen some walkers, like there's one right there. We've got a biker that just in the parking lot. I don't know if you saw him, but you know, you got to, so if you want to come out here and get a workout in, these trails go for really as long as you want them to. So with that being said, let me take you to the next neighborhood and I'll see you there. All right, welcome to the second neighborhood. So this home that we're featuring here is going for $495,000, 4 beds, 2.5 baths on 3,200 square feet, which is gonna put you at $155 a square foot. You've actually got a 3-car garage in the back on this one, and this home was built in 1990 on just shy of 1/4 of an acre here. So we're actually on a corner lot here, as you can see, or on kind of this bend. It's almost not a cul-de-sac, but it kind of looks like one, right? So I'll show you around and show you the different styles. Again, it's gonna be really dominated by that traditional brick style of home. You'll have some different colors, some different patterns like you do on that one. You know, on that one you had some of the indentation or, you know, the bricks coming out a little bit there. So, but on the inside, you know, at least that one was fully updated on the inside. You know, you might make a couple of improvements based on, you know, your preferences, of course, but it's going to be move-in ready, most certainly. You're close to, there's actually, man, I was hoping that, actually I will tell you this, Google Maps for this particular home sent me the wrong way. So I had to find this street and find the actual house. It actually put me on the other house, but as I was driving, or maybe it'll take me out this way and I can show you guys, but I was really hoping that I could show you this green belt that we're bordering over here. And there's a trail that's a paved, you know, sidewalk, but really it's a trail that kind of runs parallel with that green belt over there. So, you know, if you like getting your morning run in, I saw a cute couple walking their little golden doodle out here as I was pulling up to the house as well. So, but yeah, you're also going to be close to Breckenridge Park, which I forget the order that I'm going to put this in, but I may have mentioned it already, but if not, then it's coming. Okay, so but anyway, this is a very popular price point, right? And so, you know, homes are going to move fairly quickly, so that's just something that you got to keep in mind, right? You're going to want to have all your ducks in a row, and of course that's something that we could help you get organized with if you so choose. But one thing that maybe isn't so popular are the property taxes, right? So let's talk about those. Okay, so here in Richardson, oh yeah, so okay, you see down this street right here, that's where the trail is right there. But I'll keep walking you down so you can see some of these homes. This one's got a cool little balcony right there. But back to the property taxes. So here in Richardson, okay, the property tax rate is currently 2.67, which is a little bit just above average, right? So the range here in Dallas, you'll find it as low as 1.8 all the way up to 3.4. So the average being 2.6, so you're just above, you know, that average property tax rate, right? But listen, I think, you know, everybody loves to complain about property taxes, and yes, I get it. You know, they're higher in Texas than they are in other states, but I actually do another video where we break down everything from A to Z, all the different taxes, you know, doing a compare and contrast between here and California. And, you know, because many of you are coming from California, but you know, not to give it away, but hey, I think Dallas actually wins that battle, right? Because you got to remember, we don't have the state income tax, right? So, you know, we have a few things that can help you out with that to get you some breaks on the property taxes as well. So, hey, listen, you know, our team takes a little bit different approach. You know, complaining is not a productive use of time, right? Jim Rohn talks about you got to spend 5% of the time identifying the problem, 95% focused on the solution, right? So it doesn't really matter what the market is doing, if it's crazy, you know, all this sort of stuff. All we got to do is find you that one dream home at the right price. We don't have to find you 100, right? We just got to find you that one perfect home. So if that's what you're looking for, definitely, you know, give us a call, reach out to us so we can help you out. but this should give you a pretty good idea of what you can get around this $500,000 price point. But with that being said, I'm going to drive you through here so you can get a little bit of a better picture, and I'll meet you at the next neighborhood. All right, see you there. All right, real quick, I wanted to show you Huffines Park over here. So you got a little bit of a lake slash creek right here. Water's a little low right now, but you also have one soccer field there, and then you have a group of 4 baseball fields on that side, and then you actually have a tennis center, the Huffines Tennis Center, behind this rec center right here. So you got a lot to do going on right here. So if you're looking for some activities, some workout things to do, then this might be your spot if it's close to where your house ends up being. So with that being said, let me take you to the next neighborhood and I'll see you there. All right, welcome to the third neighborhood. I wanted to show you some new construction for those of you who are interested in that. So this is a finished product here, but the one that's going to be for sale is going for $675,000, 4 beds, 3.5 baths, 3,200 square feet, which is gonna put you at $210 a square foot. You got a 2-car garage, as you can see, and a lot of these are gonna be almost 0 lots, no real yard to take care of, so that could be a pro or maybe a con for you. But they're all, this style is pretty consistent with what I saw on the pictures online, so this is kind of that style that you're gonna see a lot of in here. So this is literally the only house that's actually up right now. So just wanted to show you that new construction does exist. There's only a handful really in Richardson, and the price range of what's available, at least right now, was going from $650,000 all the way up to $1.3 million up there. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's kind of what you can expect in Richardson. But without further ado, I guess there's no real neighborhood to show you in here. So without further ado, I'll take you to the next neighborhood. See you there. All right, so real quick, I wanted to show you Canyon Creek Country Club. This is gonna be your local country club out here in Richardson. So you've got a beautiful golf course. You have a pool, if you can kind of see it over there. Practice, putting green, driving range over there, and then the tennis courts over here. I actually used to play a ton. I can't even remember how many junior tournaments I played at Canyon Creek on these courts over here. So and team tennis too. So this is a great little country club. You got the clubhouse in here as well. Well, I'm kind of by this big old tree, so you've got some gentlemen hanging out having lunch over here. But yeah, this is going to be that local country club for you. So just wanted to show you this real quick, and with that being said, let's head to the next neighborhood. See you there. All right, welcome to neighborhood number 4. So this home that we're going to feature at this price point here is going for $825,000, 5 beds, 3 baths, 3,200 square feet, which is going to put you at $256 a square foot. You've got a 2-car garage in the back, and this home was built in 1970 right on a quarter of an acre. So in this neighborhood here, though, you are going to have a number of different styles available to you. So you've got like that a little bit of kind of like a ranch style over there, but still with the brick. Here, I'll walk you down here as we talk a little bit. But as I was driving through here, the trees are very noticeable. They're pretty big, and the lawns are all going to be pretty manicured around here. There's a well, the door is interesting, but I think that would be a pretty traditional brick right there. Here you have a more kind of contemporary style going on right here. But yeah, let's talk about the safety of Richardson now. So if you're looking for a gated community, you can find some of them sprinkled around, but they're not going to be as prevalent as maybe some other suburbs. Richardson is pretty safe, generally speaking. I was honestly kind of surprised when niche.com rated it a C+. because, based on the numbers, I thought it would be honestly a little higher than that. But on the same website, 93% of residents reported in a poll that they feel safe and that crime doesn't really impact them that much, right? So I would say that Richardson is a pretty safe. Anytime I was hanging out with a friend or going over to a buddy's house or playing at Canyon Creek or something like that, I always felt pretty safe. So you've got a nice lady taking care of her lawn out here today. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what you can get around kind of that $800,000 mark. And so with that being said, we're actually pretty close to the top listing in all of Richardson. So I'll actually drive you through here so you can see this neighborhood a little bit, and then we'll head over there. All right, see you there. All right, are you ready for the top listing in all of Richardson? Well, here she is. It's kind of big and we're on a corner lot, so I'm gonna walk you around a little bit, but this one is going for 1.7 million, 5 beds, 4.5 baths on 4,900 square feet. You've got a 3-car garage on this side over here. And this home was built in 1967 on just over a full acre, a lot actually right here. So as you can probably tell, this is a pretty unique, prairie style of home. The master suite actually has, it's very private back there, and it's complete with its own fireplace as well. And in the back, you have a wooded backyard with a massive 35,000 gallon pool. Back there, you got covered patios. You even have a screened in gazebo and even an outdoor shower back there as well, and plenty of open space for plenty of activities back there. And don't forget the guest house back there as well that has a full kitchen and sauna in it. So you can use it maybe for grandma or maybe as an extra, poolside entertainment center back there. The beauty of it is completely up to you. And we're actually bordering this is a creek. It's Prairie Creek. It's a bit of a park as well. You've got a trail. I've seen some people running down this trail as well. And but yeah, it's a really nice setup right here. You're kind of situated very nicely on this corner right here. So with that being said, let's take you to the next location and we'll do a nice little recap on Richardson here for you. All right, see you there. All right, so I came back to the home office here to give you a recap, put a nice little bow on Richardson here for you. And there's a couple things that I think you're really gonna wanna know actually, and specifically some of these rankings that I'm about to go over. So let's jump right into it, okay? So in the past, Richardson has been ranked the number 5 safest city in the entire state of Texas. So that's obviously a huge plus. It's also been ranked the number 5 best city to retire in. Also ranked number 7, the best city to buy a house, from an investment standpoint. And as I mentioned earlier, right, the number 12 best city to live in overall, right? And so I think, Richardson is somewhat unique from the standpoint of, you have a little bit of urban, but it's really kind of that urban, more suburban mix to it. You're gonna have a wide variety of ages in there. So, like the retirees are still gonna be there, grandma and grandpa holding on to that home, right? That sort of thing. But then you also have, I'm seeing quite a few, young couples, getting that first home in Richardson, and, some young professionals too, taking advantage of the affordability in Richardson to get that starter home there for themselves as well. And so one thing that you might want to consider here, because one of the cons that I always talk about is how our public transportation system here in Dallas isn't that great, right? And it's true, it's not, but you do have a couple of spots where you can take advantage of the DART rail. So the DART rail runs parallel to Highway 75, which runs right through the middle of Richardson. And so what you can do, and I know a few people who actually do this, they work downtown, and so they, instead of driving in the traffic going both ways, right, they just hop on the dart rail, right? There's a big old parking lot. You can park, they have a few stops along 75, really kind of along the major exits. It's kind of where these, stops are going to be along the way, and you just park in there, and then you take the dart down downtown, right? And so you get to skip all the traffic. You can, pay attention, instead of having to pay attention to the road, you can pay attention to other things on your ride down, right? So kind of a unique situation that is unique to Richardson, which is going to be obviously one of the suburbs over here that run parallel to 75. That's going to have access to that dart rail, right? Plano being above it, North Dallas just south of that. And then you're getting into kind of the Highland Park, Lower Greenville area, Lakewood over there as well. So, but you guys can watch the vlogs on all of those as well. But just know that Highway 75 has a dart rail that's going to run pretty much parallel right next to it. Okay, so that's going to be a unique thing to Richardson. But yeah, I think it's also going to be a pretty diverse place as well. As I mentioned, you've got all those shopping centers that are going to cater to, all those different cultures from around the world, right? And so you are going to see a little bit of that in Richardson as well. But yeah, let's get to, I always like to sum up, every suburb into 3 words that you can kind of take away as kind of a good summary here for you. So the first one is going to be that diversity, right? So those shopping centers are real. They're very authentic to that culture. It's actually really, really cool to see that and have that attract so many of that kind of person from those different cultures. It's really cool to see that. I love going in there too, because I love that authentic cuisine, you know what I'm saying? So it's also, number 2, it's going to be affordable as well. You're really going to be able to see get a good bang for your buck there in Richardson. So definitely on the affordable side. And then safety, it's going to be one of the safest, as I mentioned just now, right? One of the safest suburbs in all of Dallas, and really in all of Texas as well. So yeah, it's one of those suburbs too that it was one of the first suburbs that really took off, right? Because it's just north of that 635, so everything south of 635 is like the bubble, right? And so it was one of those first suburbs just on the north side of 635 that had Highway 75 running right through the middle of it. So it was one of those. You're gonna have a lot of established neighborhoods, a lot of good-sized trees and everything as well in Richardson. So definitely one of those suburbs that is a really good option as far as an access standpoint as well. If you want to get to the west side of things, you got George Bush on the north side. You got 635 that has an express lane that goes underneath it. If you don't want to take the regular 635, you can take the under. They just built that. So yeah, now if you come now, you get to miss all that construction that was happening over the last 10 years. So you're welcome for that. But yeah, they've got that 635 express that goes under the regular 635 that's always been there, right? So yeah, a ton of good access points from Richardson. So yeah, really cool. You get pretty easy access out to the lakes out there as well. So yeah, Richardson is a spot that I think it's overlooked sometimes. Frisco and all these other suburbs that get all the press lately. Richardson has kind of gotten lost in the fold a little bit, but definitely a great option for you if you're looking for that kind of laid back suburb, but still close enough to the city to get into some things if you want. So if Richardson is where you want to be, then you got to reach out, right? Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. We can't help you out if you don't reach out, so we look forward to hearing your story, seeing how we can help you. If you are continuing your research here, hey, I want to invite you, tap on the Dallas, Texas Living name below, head to our main channel page and use the search bar in there to look up whatever it is that you're looking for, whether it's a specific topic or a specific area, whatever it is, I've probably got it covered. And if I don't, then it's because, not because I don't want to, it's just because I haven't gotten to it yet. So drop me a comment down below. Let me know what it is that you're looking for, and I'm happy to bump up the priority based on the demand that you guys are putting out there for me. Okay, so I do this for you guys, right? I want to provide as much value as I possibly can for you guys, my audience. I love you guys, and I want to give back as much as I can to y'all. Okay, so also I reply to everybody too down there, so let's get that conversation rolling. If you have anything about Richardson, any questions, or if you've been in Richardson before or lived there in the past, and have anything that maybe I missed in today's vlog, then yeah, let's get the conversation rolling down there. Everybody really appreciates that. So and then if you don't know maybe where to go from here, then you should see some videos popping up on the end screen right now that can definitely point you in the right direction. Of course, we do a bunch of different styles of videos on this channel, everything from vlogs to map tours to covering all the different topics and everything like that. So make sure you click on whichever one is popping out to you right now, and until the next video, I'll see you around town.